Okay, so we are here with Miss Benita Reed, and she is running for school board. And we're going to have a short conversation, just who she is. This is an introduction only. We do
Okay.
have a candidate forum coming up, and we have our Chamber of Business luncheon coming up. So this is just a short little get to know you. So I'm just going to ask you some questions. And I'm going to start off with, how long have you been in Mansfield?
I have been in Mansfield for over 20 years. Almost, I know it's over 20 years. I don't want to say the exact time, but since 98, 2000. So I've been in Mansfield for over 20 years, yes.
Okay, so tell us what you do for a living.
What I do for a living, I like to tell people what I do for a living is investing in students. But if you were asking me where I work at Tarrant County College, the Southeast campus. I should say that's the best campus, of course. Dr. Coppola would love that. It is, but I teach English and literature courses at Tarrant County College. And when I first moved from Owsley Junior High School down the street, literally down the street from Tarrant County College Southeast campus, I began teaching developmental English. So I'm saying that because it gives you an idea of how much I have been in this field and how I have worked a gamut of levels. In other words, developmental English all the way up to literature, which may be a senior level course, depending on if a student is taking a senior level course at TCC, it's probably a UTA student, but sometimes they do that.
Okay. And so tell me why you have, because you've run before.
Yes.
So tell me why you're running again.
Well, not much has changed in terms of my why, but something interesting did happen. So first of all, as you know, I'm running because I want to serve as students, our parents, and our educators. I am an educator, and I like to say that I'm a teacher's teacher. So I definitely want to speak on behalf of those educators. However, something interesting really did happen. My daughter, Faith, spoke with me one morning. Did turn around, spoke with me one morning about running. We were cooking breakfast and she said, "You should run for school board." And it just came from out of the blue. And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because you're qualified, you have the experience, and you're passionate about students receiving the best education and having the best educational experience ever." And she probably said that because I've begun doing what my mother used to do when we went out to the grocery store or we went to the mall. My mother would always ask students, "What school do you go to? Are you in school?" And so I become my mother. And I at that time I thought, stop talking to strangers. But you don't feel like you're a stranger when you're a teacher because you have so many students that you feel like you're just a part of the community. So I am running for that reason. I invest in students. And I really believe, Lori, that having an educator on the school board would be great because we have other professionals on the school board. You need a mix of professionals who can speak from different lenses. I would definitely have the lens of that of an educator. And so having the voice of an educator, seeing things from an educator's perspective. And I've worked not just in the field as a teacher, but I've also been an administrator before with Texas Southern University. And then I've taught, as I said before, students who are developmental, but at the junior high school level. I know what it means to teach students who need 504 accommodations, students who are special education, students who are at risk. I even have students now who are in my classroom where I have to meet accommodations. So none of this is uncommon to me, but I think it would be great if I were on the board and I could mix among the other professionals and have that voice of an educator so that I could speak on that particular behalf. I think that's really important. We'd have a dynamic board.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not dynamic now. I'm just simply saying, you get different perspectives and viewpoints. Is my phone acting up?
No, it's doing good.
Okay.
So let me ask you, you do have someone running against you. You've got a competitor. So I don't know how much you know about that individual. And even if not, what do you feel makes you different from anyone else that would particularly run, that gives you the edge?
That's a great question. I think that what gives me the edge is the fact that I am an educator. So I would tell you, let me explain it this way. I would say my platform this year is very simple. It's ABC. A is student achievement. And we've had some changes with TEA, which is the Texas Education Agency. They've made some changes, and I'd like to circle back on that because that would give me an edge there. And then secondly, it would be building our teacher retention and recruitment. TEA has made some changes with that. In fact, TEA has already devised a task force, a teacher retention task force that I would definitely love to be on and work closely with TEA to retain our great teachers. And then C would be the cost. It's school finance. That's really, really important. You know that's important, Laura, because you are the CEO of the Mansfield Chamber of Commerce. So you know how significant the economy is for our area in Mansfield, as well as across the nation. But it's really, really important in terms of the cost because our taxes are really high. And I talk to parents and teachers. So I would love to work on the board also to have some insights from an educator's perspective regarding the cost of finances. Let me say this about that particular area. We want strong schools. I believe our schools are strong. We just want to make them stronger. We know that TEA has initiated some changes regarding our rating. And I'll talk about that in just one second. But in terms of the economy, it's almost like a seesaw type of effect. And what I mean by that is if we maintain great schools, then we are hoping that our taxes will not increase. And I would love to work with the Texas state legislator so that our taxes do not increase. I'd love to work with them and develop a plan with the school board. Hopefully we can develop a plan where our legislator would take on the 50% that they once took on, as opposed to having taxpayers and the school take on. Now we have 35%. And so if we have strong schools, our taxes are down, our students are thriving, our teachers are loving where they are because this is the place to live, learn, and teach, then that means we've developed a nucleus around, as I said, the school is a nucleus, a community around this nucleus of the school system, which means our teachers would live here, hopefully, or very near here in this area, and they would be committed and invested here. This is our neighborhood public schools really are the nucleus. And so that's where we meet each other when our children are playing soccer. That's where we meet each other when our children are playing tennis. That's also where we meet each other for PTA, for the booster club. That's where we meet. And then we start conversing with our neighbors because we're there for our children. But we're conversing, we find out my baby has anxiety and this is the medication and this is the neighborhood doctor. So you're developing what I would call the proverbial wrapping around of arms in terms of our community. So our neighborhood public schools would thrive and be strong. And they're thriving and they're strong because our students are and our teachers are right here. I think that I would serve very well on the board just by bringing those A, B, and C, student student achievement, of course, and then building a plan to retain our teachers and recruit the best teachers. We do know that we need to increase we need to be competitive with our salary. And we need to also hire special education teachers and paraprofessionals. It's a lot that goes into this, but I am ready to do the work because I want us to maintain a strong school system. And then C, of course, is where we work on our school finance. Not that it's bad, but I'd like to have that teacher perspective. I think that's what makes me different. If I can circle back right quick on A, which is student achievement, Lori. So TEA has said that our rating is going to change because they changed the metrics. And we know this to be true. That's not anything alarming. I'm hoping our community won't get up in arms, but we'll be confident that our school board and our school system is working to maintain a good rating. Now, it is likely that it may go down. We know that from our community conversation where Dr. Scott informed us. It's a little harsher now. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that on the campuses, there will be a more proportional rating based on the averages of the students' grades and the population there. So that's going to change a little bit. And we're going to change just a little bit because TEA says we're not going to put so much emphasis on the industry where we have college, career, and life ready. No, they're going to put more emphasis on career ready. So that's going to change a little bit, especially for our high school students. Okay, no problem. We know that our teachers will be prepared for that. And then we're going to also have some STAR changes. That means that our students are no longer taking the paper test. They're going to be working online, and they've already begun working on that throughout this school year. So teachers were prepared for that, and our students are getting prepared and staying prepared for that. It's online. We don't have as many multiple choice. We have more multi-level questions. So students are having to incorporate their critical analytical thinking skills, which is what we teach them on a day-to-day basis. And then I would like to venture out to say one more thing about that. Although we have all of these changes, we are still going to uphold our Vision 2030 motto, which is that we will inspire and encourage our students to do their very best, because we're going to be prepared and provide our teachers with the resources necessary. As a teacher, again, Lori, on the board, I would definitely say our teachers need online platforms. And we probably need Spanish online platforms because we have more Spanish students now. We probably need more training in those online platforms. So we have to give our teachers the resources that they need. We may need tutors who are Spanish speaking, more Spanish speaking tutors. We probably need more, I know that we need more SPED teachers and paraprofessionals. We talked about that at every community conversation. So our district is aware of some things that we can do. I would be on the board to echo what the district already knows, but also provide some insight in terms of plans and ways that we can reallocate funds. We don't want to raise taxes. We want to reallocate funds. And then our Mansfield Chamber of Commerce could come in and help us with some of these things where we could partner with industry around us as we're wrapping our arms around our students to build these solid schools and help our students thrive. That's a long answer, Lori. I'm sorry, but I had
girl, that was a long, but you did good. That was comprehensive. So
it's encompassing. When you're an educator, you are really thinking about every aspect of those kiddos' lives. And so if we can just wrap our arms around the things that we can do right here in our neighborhood public schools with our teachers, our educators, our paraprofessionals, our bus drivers, and our students will continue to thrive because they will see all of us everywhere. You know, I have a plan that I think do you remember, Laura, when we used to have the little coupon book? I think if we had an incentive package that included something like that for teachers, so you could come to banquets and things of that nature and get to know those business representatives, business owners like Mansfield Cares. You could come to that at a discounted rate. So the teachers are there saying, I'm investing, so I know where I can ask my students to engage in some type of social outreach program with this particular business. Okay, we could also have coupons where teachers could get their cleaning for free or little or nothing. And when I say little or nothing, that means it can be written off. We'd have to work out the logistics with the lawyers, but you know, this would be an incentive for our teachers to stay and come here. Teachers could also get a zero down for a new home or a second home, even a third home. Why is that? Because they're already investing in the community. So it really is a place where they live, learn, and teach. Then teachers could get zero down for their cars. So we would need your help, Lori. Hint, hint. We need your help with the Mansfield Chamber of Commerce to work these deals out. But then we're really serving the community through our schools and helping our students thrive while they see that these businesses are also incorporated in investing in their lives and their academic achievements. Okay, I think I'm done now. I don't know. It's really important that everyone knows it's a lot. And I didn't say I guarantee you, Dr. Cantu and the other board members will probably say that's nothing compared to what they have to do. But I am fit for the challenge. I really want to collaborate and be a part of the team. It takes a mix of people to see from different perspectives how we can serve our students best.
Right. Well, okay. Benita Reed, thank you very much. And we'll be seeing you soon through the candidate forum coming up, and then the Chamber of Business luncheon where we do a meet the candidate little roundtable. And I wish you luck. And I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this conversation. I want to say I apologize for the long answers, but I want people to know that I am ready to serve this community and serve our students.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Don't
Okay.
forget, last part, do not forget to go to the polls April 24th through May 2nd and vote for Reed for School Board Trustee Place 6.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.